Hi guys, it's Rick Shiels and it is the start of my favourite week of the whole year. It's open week and I've been down to Royal Birkdale today, checking out the golf course, watching the players practice, and in conjunction with my good friends at DraftKings, I'm going to tell you who I think are my 3 hot picks. Now DraftKings are a fantasy sports platform, and using the link in the description below, they have set up a league that has a guaranteed payout prize fund of $50,000. The aim of the game is you've got to pick 6 players. Each player is worth more if they are more favourable and are worth less if they're not. And you have $50,000 to spend to pick the best 6 players possible. This competition ends Thursday before the first tee off. And I'm going to pick 3 players. I'm going to pick a favourite, a middleman, and a guy a little bit further outside, a bit of an outsider. I'm going to tell you about why I'm choosing those players. And I'm going to continue to choose the other 3 players as well and share that once Thursday has passed. Now this is a $3 entry to enter this tournament. But if you deposit $5 to DraftKings, it's free to enter. So let's get picking. So once you click the link in the description below, you'll get sent through to this website, the one behind me. And there are all the players and all the rules and everything that you need to know to enter. Now let's talk about first what it's going to take to win the Open Championship before I start picking some players. So I was down there today and I had the pleasure of playing the golf course about 3 weeks ago. Its biggest protection are the weather conditions. The weather at the moment is very nice at Royal Birkdale, but as the forecast looks like it's coming in, it's looking like it's going to get worse. I think if the weather's perfect, there could be some ridiculously low scores. If it's windy and wet and rainy, that's when the higher scores are going to come in. The fairways are tight, but the rough isn't that ridiculously punishing off the tee. Missing the green, the rough definitely gets worse. It gets much thicker as the upside down greens around there. They're almost like upside down saucepans, a lot of the greens. You'll roll off into little swallows and hollows there, which are still chippable, but you start missing big, you get into longer grass and it makes it very, very difficult to control. The other protection off the tee is the bunkers. They're very, very well placed. You're going to see a lot of 1-irons and 2-irons hit, or someone who is long and super accurate with the driver. And that moves me very nicely into my first pick. Because this guy, this year, is on a mission. And he is a local favourite. My first pick is going to be Tommy Fleetwood. Now, Tommy Fleetwood has won twice this year on tour. He won in Abu Dhabi and he also won the French Open. He has been playing incredible and he is a local to Southport. His strength is he is unbelievably accurate off the tee and he's hitting green after green after green. He's a very good putter and the greens are very flat at Royal Birkdale, so I don't think it's going to be a massive test with the putter. For me, it's the person who's going to put it in play the most and the person that's going to hit greens most in any condition. And with Tommy being a local, I think he's going to be used to the conditions. So he's my first pick. He is high up on the radar, you can see there. He's costing me $9,800. I've got $50,000 to spend effectively. So he's my first pick. So, pick number 2, and a player who I'm seeing as a bit of a middle picker for me. He could go one of 2 ways. He has won this year on tour already. He won the BMW at Wentworth. Alex Noren. Now, what I like about Alex Noren is he plays a very low ball flight. And if that wind does get up at Royal Birkdale this week, he's going to need that lower ball flight. He's a very good chipper of the golf ball, and he plays with a kind of an aggressive fade off the tee, a controlled, aggressive shot, but it is always in that kind of control element. And I just feel with how well the Swedish golfers have been doing over the last few years, obviously with Henrik Stenson winning last year, I feel like the momentum is going their way. So my second pick is a little bit further down, is Alexander Noren. And he's costing me 7,800. Okay, so my third pick, and this has taken me a little bit of time to pick this third player. I'm going to go for a real outsider. And this golfer, it really only come onto my radar last week when he just narrowly missed out on winning the Scottish Open. He lost in the playoff. I'm actually going to go with Callum Shinkwin. Now, Callum, English golfer, he came out of nowhere on my radar. He's had a very, very decorated amateur career. And he is, in retrospect to a lot of players, he's not costing a lot of money here on DraftKings. He's $6,500. I feel like with the momentum that he got at Scottish Open, golf course is very similar to the Open Championship at Royal Birkdale. I fancy him. I fancy him getting up there. It's a bit of an outside, it's a bit of a curveball, granted, but momentum plays a lot of parts in this. So from this now, I'm going to pick 3 more players. I've still got plenty of money left. I think I've got $25,000 left. Nearly $26,000 left. Once you've picked all 6 players, you enter there, say it's $3, or if you deposit $5 into DraftKings, it's free to enter. You've got to do this before Thursday. So I'm going to go with Tommy Fleetwood, local player in great form, and I think he's going to do very, very well. I'm going to go with Alexander Noren. He's gritty, he's a fighter, he plays that kind of lowish ball flight, and I really fancy him. With the Swedish players doing so well, really fancy him. I'm going to go for a complete outside. I'm going to go with Callum Shinkwin. Really only came up on my radar last week when he came second in the playoff, or he lost out on the playoff at the Scottish Open, and they are my 3. I'm going to pick 3 more and check out my social media on Thursday once the first tee time has been hit, and I will share the rest of my players. So guys, click the link below, enter this competition. Thanks to the guys at DraftKings for setting this up. Royal Birkdale is in fantastic form. I think it's going to be an incredible test. I think we're going to see lots of great golf. The weather is the biggest factor for protection of this golf course, believe me. If you want to see some vlogs of me playing there, click the link up in the corner. I got to play there about 3 weeks ago. I'll give you a bit more of an insight to the golf course. Guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Click like, comment below. Who do you think is really going to take the victory if you had 1 player? And don't forget to enter the DraftKings competition. Guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.